A warm welcome back. It's sharp 7 o'clock, and we have been given these topics as said today: sources of secondary data and review of literature, which I'm going to cover now. Identification of research problem and selection of good research topic was given earlier. What I have finished now is what is research, the areas of research where we have to collaborate from social sciences. I've used an inductive and deductive method even to identify the research area. Now we come on to the real grounds of research. If I take a paper in a publication, or maybe I take a PhD title, how do I select my title? How do I go further with this title? And so the topic that we are going to go further are the remaining three: research topic or problem identification, sources of data collection, and review of literature. From 7 o'clock till 8:30, I have kept half an hour slot for each of this. I hope I am not very fast. Is the pace fine, sir? Vijay, sir? Pace is fine, right?
It is fine.
Okay. So I move on to the area that is to be spoken on today. And welcome once again back to all the 130 respondents. We are having the third area, that is the research topic or the problem. How do I go further? Everybody wants to live a life that is extremely wonderful and nice. Everybody has a life, and a life has certain ups and downs. It is said to be a roller coaster. You want to enjoy or you want to scream, it is your choice, that they say. And once a person is into the area of having a life being lived, and if there is a wonderful couple and the couple is blessed with the baby, the biggest problem that is the present couple has is, how will I name my baby? What should be the name of my baby? Because that name has to be classy, the name has to be unique, the name has to tell what my child is, there has to be a meaning to that name, and it should also be something that the father's name is also being seen, mother's name is also being seen. There are so many demands that crop up when a child is born. Well, how much of time and patience we give to name the child, and a PhD, a research work, an article is a baby of a teacher or a researcher. And the name that you give is very, very important, because after that changing will be difficult. It will have its own repercussions. And how will I decide what will be my topic? How will I name my baby? What is the problem that I am going to really ponder on is a big thinking process. So what I have done till now is, how will I stimulate my mind with the thinking process? And since you have stimulated your mind with the thinking process, we continue and say that choosing the topic, our topic of research, is something that is the area of my interest. If I am having an interest, secondly, if I'm having a lasting interest, then only I can pursue with that topic. If I keep on choosing and hopping, he has taken black topic, I will take black. This one has taken black swan, I will take black swan. Or that one has taken a white swan, I will take white swan. It cannot keep on changing. Why? Everybody's interests are varied. Imagine you go into Papa's ice cream. That is what our famous place where you can really relax. And thanks to the quality and quantity that we have, we will be having our liking. Certain people are so sure that they go to the pabbas or go to ideals and they take only one topic, and that is either Dilkush, either Gadbad, either Tiramisu. Come what may, whatever is other choice, mine is a fixed choice. But there are certain others, I want to try this, I want to try that. Is anybody wrong? Nobody is wrong. But trying out various things you can do in your research paper, but sticking on to one period of your choice, you have to do for your PhD topic. One thing of your choice and lasting interest. Your interest should not come down, just like eating Gadbad ice cream in Ideals. The first spoon gives that satisfaction, even the last spoon that you take gives the equal amount of satisfaction with a little bit of diminishing impact. So this is what we happen in choosing down our topic. Now, the same example I give, you go to Ideals ice cream, you take the menu, you will be narrowed down now on what you want to eat. Long time back, you did not have a choice. You had only ice creams. But now you go, you are having ice creams to eatables to Chinese to cutlets to dosas. You're having so many things. So what do? You select, okay, I want this, I want this. You're going onto section by section. And once you go to the section, you start narrowing down in that section. The same thing is what we do in our PhD topic. You identify all possible topics under the sun, sit and write them down. Just write them down. Because whenever new word you hear, you write them down. If not your PhD topic, it will be your paper. Okay, it will be your research paper. You can take it down. Then you go to the assigned topic. Which one are you interested? It is not your guide's topic. Please understand this. PhD is not your guide's PhD. It is your PhD. So automatically, please convince your guide and tell them, this is the topic that I am interested. I hope things would work out. I'm not going on to the second part of the debate. The topic narrowed down should be through initial exploration. That means once you have said, okay, this is my area of interest. And once you have taken that area of interest, identify, if I go into this area, what are the things that I have to do? What are the things are comfortable for me? Which are the things that may be seeming to be difficult? Think about it. And once you go on to the entire thing, you narrow down to the research questions. I have seen certain people, to finalize the topic, they will take 1 year. I don't mind it. But if you don't do preparations in finalizing the topic, then you're wasting that 1 year. There was one person who said, I am going to do it in MRPL, everything. The research questions were designed, everything was designed. And when the real research was to be started, he has not even applied to get the permission from MRPL. 2 years are gone and permission was not given. So please understand, when you're narrowing down your research topic, you have to do all the things that are supposed to be done through initial exploration and then go to your research topic. For example, your research subject is politics. You narrow down to the theme, political science. You narrow down still context, political engagement in the UK. Now that we have the new prime minister in UK, automatically go down to the topic, young people's attitude towards politics. How are you narrowing down the topic? It is based on your focus. It is not the trend that always seem to be highlighting. It is just sometimes luck and chance factor. For example, for one of my PhD student, before COVID, we took work from home. Everybody started saying, what a stupid topic is being taken. It's a very old topic. I don't think so it will work. And soon after finalizing, which we finalized in 2019, in October, November, and January, February, work from home became a trend. So sometimes you can be lucky also, but I hope that luck works for you. So this is narrowing down on the focus. How will you do it? For example, you take insects, broad topic, narrow down to butterflies, from that to monarch butterflies. So this is how you are narrowing certain things. You take marketing, go to social media marketing, then ethical usage of social media to promote products targeted to children. Now what are you doing? You're narrowing down and you're identifying variables, and variables are very, very vital, and they have to be there in your topic. When you write the research topic, when you give the title to your research, please be careful. Read 200 times the title and see that it is grammatically fine. Second, also see that it should have certain variables that are must. But you cannot have a topic which is too lengthy. Please avoid it. I have certainly seen certain research topics, particularly PhD titles, which are running for 3 lines. Avoid it. Avoid it. The present trend is shorter the topic, better is the visibility. So please, you can have the keywords being given in the abstract. You can take down words like study restricted to the area of Dakshina Kannada. You can take it out from the research topic now. It is accepted. It is accepted. So when you're taking down the research topic, please see it is not too broad. And ask these questions. Who is the person whom are you going to conduct the research? What is the purpose? When will you do it? Where it is to be conducted? Why are you doing it? All these things have to be understood. Please avoid topics which are too controversial, too narrow, or too broad, or too technical. Personal stories, please avoid. And how do you choose a topic? First, your interest matters. If you are interested and you're certain that the interest shall sustain over a period of time, go deeper and deeper. If you get a specific question, yes, narrow it down. Is it unique a topic? Narrow it down and then go over. It is fine when you start, you take 20 topics, narrow it down to 10, narrow it down to 4, narrow it down to 2, and finalize the last topic. Please do that, and that is how you do it. It is your baby, name it right, and see that you are sustaining. A narrower topic is a slice of a larger one. And that is why I told you inductive and deductive way. I started from very broad research. Then I went to the research area. Now we are moving on to the topic. I'll give you one small example here. Violence in sports. Okay. This is one topic. Violence in sports area. How do I narrow it down? Narrow it down by element. Is it glorification of sports violence by media or violence in the stadiums? Narrow it down by geography. Is it Indian football or is it in Karnataka? Narrow it down by population. Is it the parents' role in preventing violence or is it masculinity in the perception of violence? Narrow it down using various dimensions. I will now give you one small talk by this famous personality. You all know the person. I am not endorsing what he says, but I am saying how research can go from thinking, thought process to practice. I am not endorsing the points. We are just thinking it, the area and the topic and the problem from research point of view. Hope I'm clear with this. Here we go.
Face, you must see these people, American people who look so nice on the television. You see them in the house once, you will think it's some ghost of that person. So bad they look because the skin completely peels off. You go to Kerala and see those women at night, glowing face because they put coconut oil and they take bath, never wash the coconut oil. Have you seen a Kerala lady in Kerala in the back? She has got a half moon in her blouse. That is her hair standing there with a lot of coconut oil making an impression. Show me one Kerala girl who has got a skin disease. Because biggest germ killer in this world is coconut oil. Biggest germ killer. That's why in pickles you put coconut oil, you don't grow fungus in that. And you look at a Tamilian girl, no feet, you must see their feet. So clean. Because they don't get out of the house without turmeric paste on the feet. And many of them, of course, the olden style. These days, of course, people are westernized. They put the turmeric paste on their face. They all look jaundiced if you look at them. They look yellowish. These are all healthy things that we don't do. And the truth is always suppressed for business. Coconut oil. 1964, I wrote an article. Coconut oil is as good as mother's milk and the best fat because coconut oil and mother's milk are the only two things that contain sodium monolauric acid, which is the base of human immune system. I even wrote there, suspecting doctors who have not studied their biochemistry properly will have a child to go and see the infant food, which is only coconut oil can be used for infant food. If you use any other oil, the infant will die because only two things that get digested in the mouth because infant doesn't have the pancreatic juice, pancreatic lipase. So the fat can be digested only by the salivary lipase and only two things. Even today, you put coconut oil in my mouth, it gets digested there. You don't have to swallow it. It just gets digested and directly goes as ketones. And that is why in America today, coconut oil is a treatment for Alzheimer's disease with very good results. Coconut oil now is the treatment for heart diseases from Harvard. And Harvard has now admitted that because we demonize crocodile, millions of people have died all over the world. So truth, it's very difficult, very difficult. I tell you, I have suffered so much that in 1984 I gave a talk on crocodile for the heart in American College of Cardiology meet, where there were 25,000 cardiologists meet in 3 cities only, because such large conference halls are not there anywhere. And after the talk, they questioned me for a long time. Somehow or other I survived. Then I was coming out, there was an old cardiologist. He is no more now. May his soul rest in peace. Elliot Corday is his name. He called me and said, "Young man, do you have any other work in Boston?" I said, "No, sir. See, it's now 4 o'clock. It will be dark by about 6 o'clock, and the Soya lobby is so powerful here, they may bump you off. You better go." This is called truth. This is the truth. You must see the abusive letters I get. I wrote a book called "What Doctors Don't Get to Study in Medical School." It came out. There's a big journal in India called the National Medical Journal, which comes from All India Institute. And they think they're All India Institute, they're all gods because they have political clout. You know, he starts with All India Institute as an MBBS student and then dies in institute as this retired director or somebody. Till then, they're all list. So he wrote 2-page review. The author is a fool. He doesn't know science. He's a bloody fool. And he must be hospitalized. And the book is so bad. The English is horrible. And this and that. And all kinds of rubbish he wrote. Would you believe? Copies were sold in 1 week. So I wrote him a nice letter. "Thank you very much for getting all my books sold." Now, this book was published in London by a company, English company, on their own. And the British Medical Journal wrote a review which said, "This is not a textbook of medicine as claimed by the author, but is a holy text of medicine written by a prophet." Then, all over the world, it's sold.
This is what research can do. This is what you go further into various aspects, how research area, research problems, it is individualistic by nature, it is for regions, it is very much having its classification. One thing they say for the topic that you take, it should be able to be generalized. It is one of the requirement. But generalization 100% is not possible, which you saw even in this particular statement. So if there are any queries that are coming up in your mind, you can keep those queries and answer one by one of them, in the time process. Okay. Yes. Are you with me? Fine. And tell me, how many animals do you see? Very quickly. How many animals do you see? Yes, Dr. Carolyn says 6. Vidya says 6. I am having a very, very interesting audience. And yes, the answer is 6. Thank you. Well, if you take an egg and break an egg from inside, life begins. And if the same egg is broken from outside, life ends. If your research is forced by somebody else, where your institute says, do research, get a PhD, it is just like breaking an egg from outside. It will have only omelets, nothing else. But if you want to do a research, you want to write a paper, associate with friends, associate with people, and see that you are building a bond. You cannot be 100% good in all areas, neither am I. But we always keep 2 or 3 or 4 friends together and we write papers where I'm good in one thing, the other person is good in one thing, and yes, we have the best papers to be published. PhD work, I am not good in certain other things, I ask for help. If I'm good in certain things, I offer help. This is how research has to happen. That egg has to break from within. If somebody else forces you, research can never be fruitful. It is a result from within. And please understand, we are born with abilities and competencies. We all have it, and we can do something better. What is this? What is this? Okay, this is us relaxing when nobody is there, when we are alone, and how beautifully we can relax. This is human behavior, human nature. But if we are having to be certain things being fulfilled, we can go in and go into the area of research. Now, research is associated with higher education, higher studies. Now, is this called higher studies? You definitely have an answer that this is not higher studies, madam. It has a purpose. Now, the roots of true achievement lie in the will to become the best that you can ever become. You have taken up a research, you're willing up to take up a research, or you've finished your research because you want a very good future. No doubt about it. The area of your research, the interest of your research is purely taken because you want a very good future. But in between the research topic and your future, the research student's life is stuck like this. You're having the research topic, which is totally shaky. The report deadlines are coming in. The university regulations are changing now and then. The university things are changing. You are not sure about when your topic you may lose interest in that. The future seems to be totally uncertain. The guide is really furious on you, and your friends and family are enjoying like anything. Well, whatever said and done, research and being under the process of research has its own charm. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the process. As said, life is a roller coaster, ups and downs. You want to scream, you want to enjoy the ride. It is purely your choice. As said, I am not going into the various designs of research or maybe definitions of research, but we understand that research is a rigorous scientific scrutiny of knowledge. It has continuous asking of questions and finding answers towards it. So the first thing is formulate your question. If your question is correct, your answer will be found. But if the question itself is not right, then we cannot find a research and true research going in. So when figure out what is going to be the answer, you have to go in further with research. There are certain things which research is not. What is not research? If you understand this, the other things are research. So what is not research? Accidental discovery is not research. Anything that you found over a period of time, any phenomenon which was not previously noticed, and you're the only one who has found it, it is discovery and not research. I wish you all the very best for discovery. Let us have patents towards it. Great. Next, research is not data collection. When you collect the data, it is not research. It is only a process of research. It is only one of the steps of research. Data collection is not research. Please understand this. Certain people say, I have collected data, my work is over. No, until and unless you analyze it, give your meaning towards the data collected, it is not research. Collecting reliable data is the integral part of the research process, but it is not research. The third thing, please understand what is not research. This is more important. This you must understand, that searching out published research results in libraries, in the internet, in any other sources is not research. That means literature review is not research. Am I very clear with three things? One, accidental finding is not research. Second, when you are collecting data, gathering, amassing data, going through the questionnaire, identifying data, it is not research. It is one of the steps of research. And when you're reviewing in literature, it is not research. Most of the time when you're doing your PhD, when you have collected lot of literature, you want to write a paper. What is your paper? Ma'am, I've collected the literature review and I have wasted 2 years already. I have to have a publication. I am going to write a paper. That paper will not be accepted in listed journals. Please understand this, because reviewing of literature is not research, it's a part of research. So what is research? Identifying the gap, first point. Literature review, one of the step. Questions, hypothesis, research design methodology, Collection of data, one of the step, not research. Data analysis, the real root of research, and the presentation of your findings, interpretation of findings, that is research. So what is very important in research is the first step and the last two steps. The other things are mandatory part of research. First step is what is the problem. Last is what is your interpretation. In the middle, the core things to be done on research. Hope I'm clear with this. I move further. How will you develop your question? How will you find out what is the problem? Start with a clear purpose. For this, you must know your literature. It is an iterative process, come again and again, circle by itself, and you must go deeper down. But don't let methodology drive the question. No, it should be you developing your questions. I give you one small topic for research, and that is watermelons. What do you know about watermelons? You can just put in the text in the chat box, or if you're free, you can just talk to me also, no problem. Anything that you can tell about watermelons. We are identifying the problem. You have seen a phenomenon. All of us have eaten watermelons. So I am asking you a very simple concept. Speak on watermelons. It's a summer fruit. Great, Zahid. It's a sweet fruit. Nice.
Very juicy.
Very juicy. Comes in two types. Very good. 80% water. Very good for health. Its color is green from outside. Yellow color beneath is good. Wow. Shobha, nice. Okay, yellow color. It's a refresher. It's good for health. I'm so happy. There is variety. Girish sir, you need to explain to me what is variety. Boost immunity, juicy, good for health. Wonderful. So this is where you're having, oh, it has black seeds. Very good. You are going deeper into research. It has, the seeds have calcium center. Great. Doesn't grow on trees. Why? Creeper. Refreshing. Wonderful. Now that you have given me your take on watermelon, I'm so happy. You eat only the red part, Radhika. Good. Now listen to me. Let us go a little deeper. Okay, a little deeper in watermelons. This is how you identify your problem. Huh? This is literature review, finding the problem, data collection. All the three things I'm putting together, but then I will give a segregation. You said juice. It's a wonderful summer fruit. Anybody told me about the colors? It comes in green color, it comes in yellow color, it comes in a cantaloupe color. Oh, I did not know this. Great. It comes in various shapes. I have a square watermelon, I have a triangle watermelon, I have a rectangular watermelon, I have a heart-shaped watermelon.
Ireland are very proud of these plants. You won't see anything like this anywhere else.
Okay,
in Japan.
Kirtana says lines on the
Nowadays,
watermelon have
there
different
can be no
meanings. Wow.
disputes here. Nobody cares what's inside of it.
Girish says color. Great.
The most important is geometric accuracy. Shape is much more important.
Look how they make the
In
shapes.
order to turn a round-shaped watermelon into a cube, it has to be put inside of this kind of metal form. All you need is waiting until it fills it completely. This one is almost done. In 3 or 4 days, it will be ready to be cut off. Square watermelons are not easy to find. In Japan, there are only 200 or 300 of them per year. Hiroko Yamashita complains that this year's harvest is not so plentiful. There was not rainy enough in May, so only a few dozen was taken from one field.
So this is how they do it. They have shapes for occasions, various occasions, they have various shapes. This is another one.
The business of growing fruit is complex and tedious. One Japanese farmer has the process down to an art, quite literally. Mr. Kimura from Kumamoto Prefecture has been credited with successfully growing the world's first heart-shaped watermelon.
This is a heart-shaped
Kimura worked for
watermelon.
many years growing standard round watermelons, but his curiosity was piqued after a neighbor mentioned that it would be interesting to see a watermelon shaped like a heart. From that point on, Kimura.
So this is how you can use this for presentations. Good. You can use it for decorations. Wonderful. You can use it for various purposes. Nice. This is how watermelons are used. You can use it for edible purpose. Here we go. convert into a jelly and eat like a jelly. So, new things. It can be used for inspirations from clothing to shoes to nail polish. You can use it as a kid.
And outer part can be used as vegetable.
Yes, we can use it. We can use it.
We can make sukha out of it.
Yes, nothing becomes a waste. Nothing becomes a waste. So, this is where you are having watermelon being used. So, now that you are having so much information on watermelon, can you write something better? Can you speak something better? Can you have different views being given? Otherwise, you'll say, what can I speak on a watermelon? Now, this is where when you go deeper into a subject. When you go deeper into a subject, your thinking initiates, your vibrancy starts growing, and you can become better and more productive. So, knowledge will always improve your confidence. Performance is bettered up with up to date and enhanced knowledge. So, one thing that is needed is as a researcher, the first prime thing is be aware and read. Read. Be a voracious reader and read something from the right sources, and nothing can beat you the knowledge that you got. I am now moving on to the next one, exactly half an hour's time, the sources of data collection. But in the sources of data collection, I will speak about the problem also again, because the topic, problem, and data collection are a little bit linked. Okay, it's more linked. So I'm going to the sources of data collection, but I'll be speaking again on the topic and problem. I'll be connecting it. Okay, so here we go. Please watch this, analyze, and tell me what you feel. Fine? Okay. So what is the message that you get? Research. जो ऊपर से दिखता है वो वैसा नहीं हो सकता है. Something that we understand with research, your initial conclusions need not be right. Yes, wrong assumptions, wrong judgment, misconceptions are definitely there. We are all human beings, we are not judges. So, first request, don't judge your guide. Second request, don't judge others' topics. Third request, don't downgrade your own research topic. It is your baby, take care of it. It can be a little darker than the others. It can be a little thinner than the others. If the topic may be a little malnourished than the others, still it's your baby. Take care of that baby. So let us not move on to different conclusions, different assumptions. Don't make value judgment. Very right, Praveen sir. But you need to know that when you are going on to research, you need to have patience. Take a little bit of time, even if it is 1 year extra, no problem. But you have to go in deeper and analyze. I'll give you now a second aspect. Please look into it and tell me what do you feel. Yes, tell me, how did you know come to this aspect? What do you think about this? Hitting your own self with hammer. Very true, Ravina. Keep something confidential. Very nice. Very nice. Please understand research, digging your own grave. Research sometimes is like this. If you are trying to be over smart, knowing what is the solution and then finding out what is the problem, then we are digging our own grave. So this is where being overconfident will take you to bad things in research. Research is patience. And secondly, with patience, not getting angry or annoyed. Have a smile, walk on. That is what the present advertisement of Colgate says. Bring a smile, walk on. And that is where research is there. I am just skipping this Google because it will take some time. I'll give you some observations. Here are certain observations. This is a car which is very dusty. Okay. You take out dust. Dust is there everywhere. Fine. You do the wiping literally every time, but still the dust comes in. If you are a person with a non-research background, you will dust, you will leave it there. But my science people will think, okay, now what is this dust? From where it comes? Why on the flat surface it is like this? Why on the other surface it is like this? Why on the fans only on the edges it sits? On the outside it is not there, inside it is not there. And that is why now I have dust-free fans. Now this is where you are having the research mind being analyzed and utilized. Dust. The science people will go further down into experimenting with it. They will first say how things come. Dust particles from rainwater, what will happen? On the solar panel, what will happen? If the solar panel have to be, utilized, you should have a self-cleaning coating films. See, new invention come. We have just seen dust, but with the dust, I'm having anti-dust coating film coming in. Now this is where I'm having improved dust mixing ratio. What is it? Don't ask me because I really don't know what is this. Okay, but people from science background will definitely tell me what is the dust mass density, what is the effective radius of dust, everything they will understand. And they will come to with various facts, observations, literatures, and conclusion. The conclusion is there is a relationship between long exposure to books, dust, and lung cancer and heart attack. So this is where you are having various conclusions. Next one, the height or weight of the mattress, sorry, the weight of your mattress doubles every 10 years. How? Due to dust. So this is again what is lurking in your mattress, how the viruses come, how the mites come, what is perspiration, what is dust, what is bacteria, what are the allergies, everything can be studied. And that is what is put in theses, antitheses, and synthesis. Thesis, your original statement. Antithesis, arguments to challenge the previous thesis. And synthesis, a new argument from existing sources. So this is where you have to know how better are you going to do your research. Now the best part comes. Why should you do your research? There is a scientific method. Here are the facts. These are the conclusions. There is certain creationist method, and most of the time we teachers fall into this prey. Here is the conclusion. Find certain facts for it to support it. Well, you're digging your own grave. Go further. Why do we conduct research? Investigate an idea, look into an issue, solve a problem, or make an argument in relation to what others have written. Ideas could be varied. Are you contributing to the existing knowledge? Are you intellectually having that curiosity to know more? Are you doing it for enjoyment, or are you doing it for your career growth, for promotion, or officially to explore new ideas, unofficially to attract funding, to enhance your CVs, maybe better find a new job prospect, impress people, your partner, your parents, or whatever it is, or you want to travel to nice places for conferences. You could have official reasons, you could have unofficial reasons. Thanks to the present things that are happening in the field of education, with the field of NEP coming in, well, Jago Re, research is a must in various forms. Yes, there is leniency, there is a liberality. If you don't want to do it, you cannot do it, you don't do it. But tum piche reh jaoge. You will be behind in the race that many people are walking. So think about it. If you are having a research idea and if you shout, I believe it is right, I believe it is right, the person on the other line will say, okay, okay, please hold on, show, prove. So here is a statement. Be stubborn about your goals, but flexible about your methods. Be stubborn about your research area, but flexible in the way in which you're going to find certain answers to the questions framed by you. This is research, where you are taking the help of others. There is a difference between methodology and methods. People always understand a small differentiation here, not going deeper into the brains. Methodology, study of general approach. Methods, specific techniques. Specific techniques. How are you going to give an answer to the question that you have framed? Obviously, the research process has not changed. This is what it is. I told you first. What is the question? What are the goals, objectives? What is your research design? The results, interpretation. This is process of research, which is formally put here. Very, very systematic process. Okay. But when we understand the types of research, we are having either the qualitative research or quantitative research. You know better about it. Explore, explorative research. If you describe, descriptive research. If you explain, it is a causal or experimental research. You can have a mixed match of descriptive and explorative. You can have a mixed match and move on to quantitative and qualitative research methods. So you must know the difference between approach, the difference between methods, the difference between methodology, the difference between methods that are used in the methodology. Quantitative, qualitative. Quantitative is data which is collected, quantified, subject to statistical analysis. Qualitative is words, words, and words. Present one, both are shining. Qualitative more shining, but proving becomes difficult. Now, the right and the left. Quantitative is numbers, qualitative is words. Very clear with this? Okay. Quantitative research, the present one, it is thriving, is what I told you. Qualitative is with survey and with questionnaire. Please understand, I am not going into this area because this takes a lot of time, but you know, questionnaire is an integral part when we are collecting the data. How do you collect it? I will tell you the various steps slowly, one by one. But the questionnaires could be mail, web-based, group, email, interview. The types of questions could be factual, informative, attitudinal, self-perception. There could be certain standard questions. There could be certain projective questions. Literature is important. What is a literature? I'll speak about it at the end. Okay. But these are the various objectives. And for each objective, you could have research questions being developed. There should be a link between the objectives that you have set and the research questions that are being developed. Which comes first? You can first write the research questions, and based on the research questions, you can have your objectives being set. Sometimes certain objectives are set first, and for that, what are the questions that you can ponder on is also possible. This is the mapping survey. Okay. Now, again, I'm giving you another small research. This is the Tobacco Industry Research Center, and they come out with a wonderful research saying that we are having excellent health statistics. Smokers are less likely to die of age-related illness. That means those who smoke will not get age-related illness. Is the research right? Or are they happy about it? What is the real research? Can you tell me? Tobacco research industry, they say excellent health statistics. Smokers are less likely to die of age-related illness. That means you smoke, you will die earlier, you will not survive to have age related illness. So obviously they die young. What you said is perfectly right, Ramakrishna ji. Very, very true. So how do you interpret is also important. Their interpretation is they're saying excellent health statistics. Why? Because there are no people who are young who have got age related illness. So how do you interpret? That is also important. Let's analyze another thing. Okay, imagine your area is into waste paper management. See, new things that have come. I'll give you one or two examples. I'll just give you one or two examples. Okay, this is waste paper management. Here we go. This is a machine that turns waste paper instantly into usable paper. Within 3 minutes, it will do it. You put the waste paper inside, close the machine, choose the start button. It will recycle paper instantly. Within 3 minutes, new paper come out. So this collecting, sorting, recycling, selling, all that is eliminated. So this is what new research is. How better you can do something for the society. Purpose of research could be exploratory, descriptive, explanatory. I am not going further because it will take a little bit of more time. But see that your research is for public good. It is called as public research. And particularly now because of COVID, everything is moving towards public good and public research. I'll give you another small idea as to how one small idea, cost-effective idea, is saving the country. Okay, here we go.
South Korea, void of oil. Seoul, a city where 1/4 of Koreans live, with one of the world's highest gasoline consumption. The situation is getting worse. Car usage is increasing. Petroleum costs are rising. Parking spaces are scarce. People are stressed out. Every day, a Seoul driver wanders 500 meters to find a parking space. In a month, this equals 15 kilometers or 1 liter of gas. S-Oil, one of the 4 oil companies in Korea, took action. It is on a mission to save oil. Right here, right now. Thus begins the HERE campaign. It has set up a HERE balloon for each parking space. As a car parks in it, the balloon falls. When the car exits, the balloon rises.
Very cost-effective
Cars can spot
idea.
these balloons from afar. They can spot open parking spaces without wandering. Finding quick parking means saving oil. One easily spotted parking spot is worth 1 liter of oil saved.
물 뺄 때 내가 그만큼 강제적인 게 없다고 봐요.
딱 인증서가 있으니까 참 뭐 좋은 아이디어 같아요.
세상에서 항상 가니까 신기해.
이거 없었습니다.
HERE balloons have saved drivers gas expenses through a new and interesting method. S-Oil, the oil seller, gained the impression of an oil-saving company. Save oil. Save time. Save money. HERE, taking action for a better world. Save oil. Save Earth.
Well, such a cost-effective idea and the entire earth is served. This is research. Imagine if these balloons were put somewhere in our places, everybody's house would have had the balloon other than the parking lot. Well, a little bit of social responsibility also comes along with research. Research, basic or applied, you are having full control in basic research. In applied research, you are having limited control. Science and social sciences, okay? Problem solving research is there. This is always there in a holistic approach where you are trying to have a problem being solved using the research way of doing it. Disciplinary research is one of the most durable, long lasting, and problem solving. For example, now we are having segregation of waste in Mangalore being done, in our places being done. Initially, it was very difficult, but slowly now people are getting into the practice. Disciplinary research. Why? You have to bring a change in the behavior, and that is social sciences. How it is to be done? Very difficult, but possible. Okay, I'll now show you a small way in which you're using research to solve the problems. Usually, people are taking the escalator and not taking the staircase. But for health of people, you should use the staircase. So how are they, putting this idea in front of people that they should use the staircases other than elevators? Here we go. They are converting the steps into a piano where music is created when people walk. A very innovative idea to solve a problem and bring a behavioral change. This behavioral change is called as gamification. Gamification. See how old people are also walking. Pets are encouraged. Kids are encouraged. Change in the behavior. This is the change in behavior that we see. Okay, and that is what we are having a purpose of research. So research classification can be done by purpose, classification can be done by method, classification can be done by types of evidences required and methods of analysis. So classification by purpose could be pure, applied, action, evaluation, research and development. I told you what it is. Okay. I'll give you another small example as to how a daily problem could be given a solution through research. New business idea and research. Here we go. It's a thriving business now in major cities. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Riya Nadkarni. I want to tell you, we are the family of 5 people. I, my 2 young daughters, my mom, and my husband. Recently, we had 2 weddings in our house. So you can imagine the amount of clothes we wanted for that function. We purchased, we did shop. Now my problem is, where do I keep so many clothes? 4 ladies, you can imagine the amount of clothes we had in our house. I take them, put them into some bag, keep them under the study table, keep them up on the loft. And when I need them, I don't find a single dress because I don't even remember which clothes are with me. My gowns and all I had to just fold. Every time I would give for dry clean, again I had to give it for ironing and then wear it. So my all problems was being solved when I came to know about this almari.
Almari is a
The
new
clothes
business.
So well, I'll tell you, I'm very happy to be their first customer. They kept the clothes in order, straight, ironed, and in a hanger and covered in the covers. So no dust, full time in AC they are lying. And my place has become vacant, so I can shop more now. When I need my dress, I have to just open the app and all the clothes are there on my mobile. And I know these dresses are there. And if I want to wear for this function, I have to just call them and within 24 hours, the dress is delivered to me in ready to wear condition. So I have no janjat of running to the laundry, asking them to iron and give me or dry clean, because everything is kept perfectly, only to I have to just wear it. And it is delivered at my doorstep, again taken back from my house back to their care house. What I have done, I request all of you all to please join, and you'll be really relieved where to keep your clothes. So, kapre hamare jaga almari ki. Go ahead and do what I did.
So these are the new businesses that are coming in for various problems that people have. So this is what research is. It could be historical, descriptive, collateral, experience, causal, comparative, whatever you may have it. But you have to identify which is your area of research. It is needed for you to go further deeper. It could be quantitative, qualitative, or it could be even triangulation of multiple perspectives. Okay. So as I told you, it could be deductive, inductive. I have given you from theory to practice, practice to theory. I have told you what is a field research. Okay. And now we move on to the real types of research. Research, as I said, it is like five blind men going and seeing an elephant. One says it's a fan, other person says it's a wall, other person says it's a tree. So this could be different because research is a little big, gigantic when we start. But once we explore, it will become a very friendly elephant. You can sit on it and ride and look at the entire world with pride. But you need to be having that patience and looking at the full whole picture. Now, what is this? People are running inside. It is nothing but you as a researcher, you're entering the field with so much of enthusiasm to collect data. Field research, collection of data. And this is what now my topic is. How are you going to collect data? What are the various sources of collecting data? I'll be a little fast because this is what we know. We usually call this as primary and secondary sources of data. Primary is what you collect at the initial level and you collect it, you use it for the very first time. Secondary, somebody has collected it, you use it for your purpose. For example, population of India, you need not collect it, it is available. Which are the businesses found in a particular place, you need not go and collect it, it is available. So these are the things which are called as secondary data. Basic stages of field research, from selecting, formulating, collecting, analyzing, and interpreting data. Now, this is where new problems have been coming and new solutions. This is a fridge which has an inbuilt television with that. It's a fridge which has an inbuilt television. Why? Because people are staying in the kitchen and they stay there for long. So obviously they don't want another place for a television. With the fridge, the television comes in. So these are the new things that are coming in. And what are the data collecting techniques? Participant observation, interviewing, census taking, mapping, document analysis, collecting genealogies, photography. There are so many things. I now, within 3 minutes, will give you these 11 types of field research. Okay, there are these 11 types, from non-participative to case studies. You know about it, but this is how you collect the data. One is a non-participative observation. You stand far and observe and collect the data. You are either directly or indirectly going to the field, observing and collecting the data. Second one is participant observation. From slowly, secretly you're collecting data. You are trying to get more from the respondents. Methods could be various, but this is how you do it. This is how the type participant observation will write: passive participation, non-participatory, active participation, complete participation, moderate participation. These are the various types. It has its own weaknesses, own strengths. I will give these PPTs to the organizers. Okay, you can have them. Third one is a mass observation. Third type of collection of data is mass observation. Fourth type of collection of data is a mail questionnaire. You can take it from any questionnaire and mail it. Mail it either a soft copy or a hard copy. So it has its own advantages and disadvantages. What is your type of survey? What is your type of research? You do it that way. This is an opinion questionnaire. It is a little different type. It has its own sequences and it has a yes no questions you can take up from the opinionaire. Or you can have a personal interview survey using either a checklist or a opinionaire. Or you can go in for a focused interview, deep down, asking questions which are really deeper into the areas. This is the history of focus group. Focus group, you will have a neutral facilitator, you will have 6 to 8 participants, or maybe 4 to 12. You will sit for 1 or 2 hours and speak and get the information. Group interview, where the interview is conducted with the multiple candidates at the same time. You can have a telephonic survey and collect the data. Okay, these are the things that are in practice, has its own advantages and disadvantages. Or you can use it for case study, as I told you, quantitative, qualitative. Take the real life case studies and use it. Okay, so this is also to be appreciated because certain things are unique to be studied with case study methods. So these are the various types of case studies: snapshot, longitudinal, pre-post, patchwork, comparative case studies. And this is a life history where you are having qualitative type of data being put in life history research. Now, field techniques are you're moving under these ethnographic methods also, participant observation methods. Okay, so these are the research methods where surveys are being done, interviews are being done, and you're going deeper into understanding the type of research from informants. They are not only respondents, they are informants who are giving us information on various types. This is anthropology, where you keep going further in a field work, try to get more and more information, type of questions that are being asked. Certain questions you need to avoid. Don't become too personal. People don't like it. How do you record? How do you write notes? How do you get back? All these are the things that are there in the field work. What are the do's and don'ts are also there in the field work. And whenever you are having the field work, please understand you need to have whether your questionnaire is relevant, whether your data collection methods are credible, whether they are valid, whether they are reliable. These 4 things you have to understand: whether they are relevant, credible, valid, and reliable. Relevant, you understand. Credibility, how are you going to capture it? Whether they are internally valid, whether they are reliable. Okay, these are the ways in which you have to collect the data, either quantitative or qualitative. It depends upon the aspects that you are going further. Data collection methods could be either obstructive methods or unobtrusive methods, where you're directly collecting information, interview, surveys, obtrusive. Where you're having the secondary data being collected, unobtrusive. Okay. Now decide on the data collection approaches. It depends upon how are you going to do it. Triangulation of data is needed because you have to increase the accuracy of your data collected. So anything that is unwanted, take it out. Don't do too many things. So these are your data collection tools: participatory, from records, observation, surveys, focus groups, diaries, expert judgment, Delphi methods, where you're using the expert opinion, and other tools based on your convenience. Final note when I'm coming to this: I never guess it's a capital mistake to theorize before one has collected the data. Don't come to conclusions. First, collect the data, analyze the data, then conclude. Okay, so this is about sources of data collection. I'm sorry I was a little fast, but there was a lot of chunk to be given to you. Okay, I come to the last half an hour where I'll be speaking on review of literature. If there are any doubts, please keep them. Okay, I'm now coming to you on review of literature. Very vital. There are so many questions that people have. How do I write it? Why do I do it? I've given you the first answer. Plain review of literature is not research. It is only part of research. Okay. Yes. Now, what is literature review? As in the previous one, your collected data, it is from primary source. Literature review is published, unpublished work from secondary source. And you're trying to identify the constructs for your survey. You're identifying the variables for your research. Now, the literature review has a number of functions. One, it brings clarity. It improves your methodology. It broadens your knowledge base. It will help you to contextualize your findings. First to 2 years, you ask any researcher, what are you doing? A review of literature. But literally speaking, they are not doing it. If you don't do a right review of literature, you are naming your baby, but you're not taking care of that baby. You're not giving the early first years care to that baby. Then that baby will not walk fast. That baby will not run. That baby will not be healthy. So the very important thing is you need to do a right literature review. And how do you do it? A literature review, a good one, is a synthesis of available research. It is critical evaluation. It is having both depth and breadth. It has clarity and consciousness. It is righteous and it is consistent. A poor literature review is only a bibliography. It is only a description. It is very confusing and it has an arbitrary way. So identify how is your literature review. Why it is needed? There are various reasons to it. We know it is wanted. Okay. And there are various literature review steps which mostly all researchers will follow invariably. They will do it. We have seen, we have identified all over the world, there are 4 literature review steps which everybody does it. All researchers do it. The first step, the second step, the third step, and the fourth step. This is the problem with literature review. Once we don't know what is the interest and what is the reasoning behind it, we never do it seriously. And that is the first failure starts. What is this? My God, what is this? This is when you see your friend's publication in a listed journal. Why? There the review of literature was done good, identification of problem was done good, and they have gone deeper into it. What is this? Reactions of research, you see. This is when your guide asks for clarification in the work that you have submitted. Your reaction. Okay, guys, what is this? Oh, that awesome moment when the guide signs the report and says, your work is great. I have last 20 minutes. Well, dear Board of Education, we are also Board of Education sometimes. But we need to get up. This is good for you. And no, not for me. And what it is the university with the regulations and students who have to take it. Well, PhD is important. I have given this message a long time back. Again, I reiterate, as a teachers, we are into the business of education, and education is the most powerful weapon. One way to get it is research. Core analysis task of literature review is summarizing, synthesizing, critically evaluating, comparing. We have to do it. 5 steps involved in conducting the literature review: searching for the existing literature, review the literature selected, adopt a theoretical framework, develop conceptual framework, write up the literature. Now, this is the problem with everybody has. Madam, where does literature review come? Where does theoretical concept come? Where does conceptual framework come? What is the difference? Please understand. First, you have to collect all the possible literature from various areas, study it. No writing, study it. Then select which is the review that is needed for your. Then based on that, identify what are the theories behind it, theoretical framework, theories behind the literature that you have collected. Very important. Then there are certain concepts which you have to frame for your study based on the topic that you have selected. For example, my area was talent management, but it was for teachers. So I have to identify theory on talent management. But my concept will be, what is talent for teachers? I have to create it. It is not available in books. Do you get the difference? What is literature review? What is a theoretical framework? what is conceptual framework. If you know this difference, it becomes very easy. Theory is what you collect from other sources based on the literature that you've collected. Concepts is what you will define for your study. Once that is done, you write the literature. You write the literature that you have reviewed. You're writing the literature reviewed. Reviewing of literature is the first step where you collect, and writing the literature reviewed is last. Okay, got the difference? Hope I'm not very fast, but this is important. So this is searching for the literature in books and journals. This is where you review the literature. This is where you develop the theoretical framework, develop the conceptual framework, and actually start writing literature at the end. Now, what are conceptual framework? I'll give you one example. My area is handling complaints of customers. For that, I must know what is satisfaction with service recovery. With satisfaction and complaint handling the customers, I will be going deeper. What is compensation? What is problem solving? What is felicitation? What is apology? What is effort? See, I'm going deeper. Now, this is conceptual framework. I'm going deeper and deeper for concepts that are needed. And last, I sit and write up the literature that is reviewed. Clear? Hopefully. Now, these are the samples of literature survey. For example, my literature survey is on organizational effectiveness. How do I write? Organization theorists have defined organizational effectiveness in various ways. Organization effectiveness has been described in terms of goals by one person, efficiency by another 2%, resource acquisition by another 2 persons. No, you are writing your own, you're not reproducing. Please understand, this is literature survey, literature review. Research are now moving on from single model to different models. How do you write references? Please understand, this is references, not literature review, references. This is how you're having for the book. This is how you're having for more than one author book. This is what you have for the journal articles. You know about it. I'm just giving you a reiteration. This is how you are referencing electronic sources. I will give you more information on this. This is how you integrate sources, citations. There are two famous, APA style, MLA style. Okay, very famous. How to do it? You're having the apps now. It is more easier. What are those apps? I will tell you. Okay, so this is how you're having MLA styles. It could be either on a feature map, concept map, or tree construction. How are you going to write your reviews? It could be in sentences, paragraphs, grammars, or transition words. Okay, so this is very important. How are you going to really do it? From thesis statement to development of thesis, Now I'm giving you 2 minutes on how do you structure a research paper, not the PhD topic, research paper. Small paper for a journal, how do you write it? First, provide feedback, background information on what is your introduction. Go to the body, very specific, write down what are the bodies. And lastly is the conclusion. How is the abstract of the paper? Background setting, focus of the paper, problem, methods, results. This should come in the abstract along with the keywords. Keywords minimum 3 to 4. Okay. Structure is like this. This is for the not PhD topic. I'm speaking about the journal paper. Introduction, rationale of the present study, need, justification, review, summary, literature review. What is the aim? What is the central purpose of the study? What are the objectives? What are the hypotheses? What is research methodology? What is data analysis, results, finding, conclusion? You are knowing these things. It is just looks like a big elephant, but one by one when you go, it is you're enjoying the ride on that elephant. This is how the paper looks like. Always have drafts. First draft, again write drafts, rewrite them, and go further. Proofreading is very important. Let it be spellings, grammar, accuracy. One thing, please be careful, dear friends, plagiarism. Act of representing others' work as your own, please don't do it. Cut and paste will cut you short. Please be careful. Plagiarism percentage, is going down. I know there are certain apps where words are being changed and all those things being done. Still, plagiarism is plagiarism. I have certain final words, but before I go to the final words, I will be just putting a small full stop here. I will be now telling you just 5 minutes on things that are not mine. This is not mine. I have taken this from the internet purely. Okay. These are the things where I'll give you a little information on what are the reference management software programs. You have used it, but certain people may not know it, and only for the helping certain other people, how do you collect, store, organize references? How do you write citations? All these are coming in reference management software programs. How will you do it? It is sorting and managing references, creating bibliographies, searching and retrieving references from online databases. These are the functions. You have heard about Mendeley. Okay, it's free. It can be used anywhere. Please ask your friends. It's very easy. Features are nice. Functions are easy. Okay, this is the homepage of Mendeley. You are having Zotero. You can take it, learn these things. Okay, this is what a teacher has to do. Wikindex, reference DB. You are having iLibrarian. You are having JabRef. Okay, you are having Vivo, ORCID ID. All of you must have a ORCID ID, Open Researcher and Contributor ID. And in your CVs, please put this ORCID ID. Create one. It's very easy. Okay, it's non-alphanumeric code about you, ID being given to you for your research being done. Please have it. I also have one. You can use it over a period of time. Okay, ResearchGate, you definitely know about it. People who are new to this, please identify these words. This is not my contribution. I've taken this from the internet. ResearchGate, why should you go for it, and how do you join a ResearchGate and get to the papers? It's easy and it is interesting and it is wanted. Google Scholar, you're another savior. Instead of Googling out, go for Google Scholar. You will get better, literature being found. Once again, the same sources in the other format. Okay, so these are the ones. Literature review, primary, secondary, tertiary, abstracts, reference list, either the APA style. How do you write a journal? How do you write a book? How do you take a library database in an APA style? How do you really write a scholarly communication? Okay. In bibliographic data, you are having author, paper title, journal title, publication year. How do you write it? Harvard style, Oxford style. Okay. These are the reference management softwares. Everything that I've told you, there are still so many. Zotero, as I told you, there is Bibus, there is Referencer, there is Reference Manager. There are so many things. I told about Mendeley Desktop. Okay. Then there is Vivo. You can take this from Cornell University. This is the researcher tools, ResearchGate. I gave you the information just now. ORCID IDs, please have one. InflibNet, okay, e-consortium, e-Pathshala, PG Pathshala, open source, Shodh Ganga, Vidwan, UGC InflibNet. So these endless programs, these are the things which will help you to get the latest projects all over India. Literature review earlier was done for 2 years. Now you can finish in 2 months. You have to just be at it. It is possible. It is possible. There are certain legal aspirations. Please be careful. How are you getting, and how are you really giving others work they are due? So these things are important for you. I am just giving you certain names: Annual Reviews, Cambridge University, Emerald, Jester, Oxford Journal, Springler. So here you are having so many ebooks: Shodh Ganga, Coursera, ePathshala. I am sure It is a little bit higher for people who are hearing it for the first time. But people, this is not my work. This is one Dr. S. Srinivasan Raghavan from Bharatidasan University. His work, I found it really good. I just wanted to present it to you. So this is not my area that was given to me, but it comes as one of the part that is wanted for you to know. And that is why this is included in my talk. I'm coming to the end. Last 5 minutes, I will stop, and last 5 minutes, I will be opening for various other queries. I am open even till 9 o'clock. It is up to the organizers. Okay, I come to
Yeah,
the final word. Yes, I come to the final word, sir. Just give me last 5 more minutes.
okay.
Yes,
Carry on.
yes. The final word when we speak about a goal of a research essay is not to gather information and report on it. Research essays are assigned so that you can study a certain topic, develop your own research question, answer the research questions using the materials you have studied, plus your own analysis. This is very informative and very vital if you want to write a good PhD work. Your PhD may not solve the world's problem, but if it is giving satisfaction to you and you have done it with a right intention, cutting shortcuts out, and you have done it with lot of your own interest. When I did my thing, I did completely 100% with the help of others, no doubt. But I sat and did every questionnaire by myself, data entry, everything by myself. And I have learned. That learning nobody can take away from me. And please requesting you to do the same. It is tough. It's a big elephant, I told you. But riding on an elephant has its own charm, is also what I've told you. Can you see the small fellow there in the middle, that mouse? And he says, never give up. Never give up. If you're going through a difficult time, either in research or in life, everybody does it. Please never give up. Let's see that mouse once again. Here we go.
Such feelings coming over me. There is wonder in most everything I see. Not a cloud in the sky, got the sun in my eyes, and I won't be surprised if it's a dream. I'm on top of the game. This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend, the end of my love friends.
So this is where we should never give up, whatever is a problem. Running away from the problem only increases the distance from the solution. Let's solve it. End note. Research is what everybody else has seen, and to think that nobody else has thought. Once again, I say research is to see what everybody else has seen and to think what nobody else has thought. How are you going to put these aspects? Be very careful. There is a emic, local language, ethic, researchers language. Go to the ethic language. Start having faith in your creator and start with the prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. And with this wisdom, I wish each one of you a happy PhD. Even that is written in reverse, Doctorate of Philosophy, Doctor of Philosophy. And this is where I wish each one of you get that DR in front of your name and enjoy the process. That is very important. These three monkeys are there who see nothing, who hear nothing, who speak nothing. And this is happening with commerce. With the new generation coming in, they see nothing because of money and corruption. They hear nothing and they say nothing. And thanks to the new WhatsApp that has come, I have the fourth monkey who sees nothing, who hears nothing, who speaks nothing. It's a problem. When the winds of change blow, some people build walls, others build windmills. We people from the research fraternity need to build windmills and see if I can give an answer to the problems of society. If my paper or a research, my PhD could give a little bit of answer to the societal problems. I wish each one of you all the very best. If there are any questions, I take up the questions.
Preethi ma'am,
Yes, sir.
regarding the selection of research topic,
Hmm.
normally researchers waste 1 or 2 years of their precious research time initially.
Yes,
They keep on changing their research topic.
yes,
If the
sir.
topic is acceptable to the researcher, it is not acceptable to the guide.
Yes,
And
sir.
if it is acceptable to the guide, it is not acceptable to the researcher.
Yes, sir.
But once the researcher gets a clear idea of the research topic, he finds a clear road ahead.
Yes,
Once he finds a clear road ahead, he completes the later part of research very quickly.
yes,
And he have shown them a clear road ahead. You made the entire session interesting. You kept the pot boiling throughout, and you have introduced very interesting videos, supporting videos wherever necessary.
thank you, sir. Thank
Thank you,
you.
ma'am. And if there are any questions,
I'm asking this to people, don't wait till the nth moment to finalize your area at least. Before you register your area, everything should be very clear in your mind. So your way, you're going to save a lot of time, and enjoy the process of research. It is the journey that is very important than the destination. If there are any queries, I take up the queries, please.
Ma'am, you had
Yes,
mentioned, the making notes during this thing, field work.
yes,
Can you
yes.
say something about it? How do you make notes, or in short, is
Okay,
there
ma'am.
any book that we can refer? Mm.
Okay. See, there are various types in which we can make notes. There is something called as transit walk. You simply don't walk from one end to the other end. Let it be a shopping mall or anything like that. You observe. These observations, you can either video record them, okay, or some phenomenon that you could see, which is very rare in that place, you can come and write. You write only short notes at the place of the real place. But when you come back, you have to write a detailed one because you will miss out. You will miss out. Photographs are one of the best ways. You can just click lot of photographs and then maybe you can relate to instances. That is also there. But if you keep on writing and writing and writing, it will have no end to it, because you have to know, you should have a page with blank fillers, fill in the blank type. So only those things you have to fill, so that you collect the data that is really wanted. So your first page has to be kept ready by you. It should not be a plain notebook. That is the way in which you are going to collect data. Write the notes, filling blanks. That
Thank you,
is
ma'am.
very, very important, madam. I am being a little
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
small in my answers, only paucity of time. Yes, you can mail me, ma'am. If there is anything, I'll give you a detailed explanation.
Can you share your email
I will.
ID,
I
ma'am?
will share the email address now. See, this is you and the research respondents. Both have to enjoy the process. Otherwise, entering the research field, and if you don't act like them and behave like them, then maybe you will not go further into the area of research. So these are my contact IDs. Please